bike thing. He's another parks trustee. He's doing a bike thing to raise awareness for kids to get outside and blah, blah. So he's trying to collect 100 bikes. Preston gave him 25, it's probably got 50 bikes. Looking for help to have them put together, community service type thing.
Yeah.
Can you hook him up with that? I gave you his contact.
Yeah, sounds good. What's it, man?
I'll give you his number, you can call him.
Yes.
He wants to do it right there at Barber Shop, which is right there.
Okay.
So if you can arrange that with him, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Since we're far away, you can take your mask off if you prefer. For where you can wear it. Huh?
Yes, so the meeting's on Tuesday, I was the only one here anymore. It wasn't, I was just by accident, I didn't even realize it. I will exist.
Is anybody going to be sitting next to me?
No.
At this meeting? Okay.
This is it.
No, just make sure it's having your mic and everything's live and
Just
ready
make
to
sure
go.
you talk, or you talk towards them.
Pardon me?
Talk towards them.
You know, I'm hard of hearing, Mr. Mayor.
We're vaccinated. Yes, you did.
I use that to the hilt at home.
You need it put on letterhead?
No,
It's okay.
yeah, you probably should.
Okay.
I'll send it to you. You'd like it back pronto though? So you can do it before you leave tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I'll do it before I leave tonight, because I'm gone for a couple days, so. Fun surgeries. Yeah, whenever you are.
Button sticks over here. Does yours?
Oh, maybe, probably.
Mine does not.
Mine does.
I will make sure it gets
Quit
cleaned.
eating with your fingers. before
Yeah,
you-
maybe.
Quit eating with your fingers before you come here and put goop all over it.
I made sure that I asked them to clean in here, so maybe, some
Okay,
spray. I'll double check it for you.
all right. It's 5:03, we'll call the meeting to order. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No.
Did everyone have time to review the minutes from the March 11th, 2021 meeting?
Yes, I make a motion, we approve the minutes as they are printed.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Old business, budget?
Okay, so I have, in your packet, you'll notice there is the quarterly budget from the schools, as well as our current income statement. So if anyone, I didn't know if anybody had any questions, or if you had time to take a look.
So I met with the school treasurer last Friday. Their fiscal year runs June 30th, July 1st to June 30th, I think.
Right.
So we in sync with that as far as reporting and budgeting, and we know that their 12 months is not our 12 month.
Right, so we're not right now. We're going to get onto a schedule with them, so you'll see this next one will be kind of like 2 payments totaling the 50,000, so that way we get into their fiscal year.
So how are we going to catch it up?
We don't really need to catch up. We're gonna split, instead of giving them all of the money at once, we're gonna give it to them, we're gonna split it up.
Vicki, why don't you sit right here? You can be by a mic. Carl can take his mask off. You can take your mask off.
What if I don't want to?
You don't have to, but you have
Oh,
to.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Mr.
When you
Mayor.
talk, gotta have the thing come up. the
I've
button.
had it with the
So when
mask.
I,
Anyhow, we gave him a $50,000 payment, which overlapped their year.
right,
But when we, from what I understand, now when we renew the contract next year, it's like prorated.
So we're gonna pay
So
again
next
in
year
July
pay-
of next year?
she doesn't,
This year.
we'll pay in this
I
year.
mean, July of this year, we're gonna
Yeah.
pay.
Yeah, but not 50,000, I don't believe. It'll
It's
be
only gonna be
prorated.
half, yeah.
You know, it'll be half of a payment, basically.
It'll be half to get them, because then what'll happen is that'll get them into the next full year, and then the other half will be paid then.
When are you gonna pay the other half? January?
In January, when our next year is for our next budget, so it makes
So
our
it's-
budget kind
it's
of
a
look a little
two-payment.
better.
basically.
June to
It will
June
get
then.
us back on track.
Yeah.
The contract
And
then
then
will
we'll be
run.
able to start that following year, everything in June.
So will we make one payment then or two?
Just one.
Just one then, starting that.
Right.
But this way, nobody's kind of left either, like, we're not expending too much at once, and then they're not left with a shortfall if we split them while we're getting on track into two.
That payment's for a 12-month period, not 9 months of school? It's for the whole year?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I can switch it out with mine.
Anything else for budget?
No, thank you.
All right, winter youth sports, participation overview.
Well, this was just from the requested at the last meeting. So, just looking at our basketball, wrestling, and volleyball programs, excuse me, I kind of just did a quick, not quick, I went through and counted all the players that signed up. It wasn't quick. There's nothing quick about
Not like you
this.
just threw numbers to a piece of paper.
No, there was nothing quick. I actually have all the documents in this file in case you want to see them. Just to give you a comparison over the last year.
So it looks like things are healthy if we consider them healthy to start with.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, yeah. Like, if you're using that as your bench line, yes.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna be, as we get further into the report, I think you're gonna see a drastic change with the current spring program enrollment when we talk about that versus what you saw in the winter, so. You're gonna see where your value is now in the program. But that's about all I had for the overview.
So baseball, look like numbers are off the charts. Is that baseball and soccer, or is that just normal?
Do you want to get into the next one now?
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. We
Oh,
can.
go in order. I'm
Yeah,
just,
no,
No,
we
we're
can.
on the next one.
Yeah,
We're
we can
good.
roll into
Spring
it.
youth sports.
So as of, when this report was done, we had 132 participants signed up for just the baseball and soccer programs. Today, we have 144 in those two programs signed up. Also, there is now a softball team from Middlefield that's playing, so there's 12 participants there. There hasn't been a softball team in 3 years. So that's pretty, like a
Yeah, I think-
full team.
I think softball next year, we'll take it in-house, kind of just like we do baseball. But softball is a little harder to put together, so we'll, a lot of those teams, if we don't end up having a team at an age group, we would combine with, Clarendon, Burton, or Troy, or Ledgemont to make teams. This year, they all signed up through GPOW, the Southeast Geauga League, but we did end up having enough girls, I think it's the 10U group, to have our own team. So they were able to move over here to Middlefield and practice and play at Mineral Lake and at the high school, so that's good.
so many brackets are there of those
How many
brackets of,
levels?
yeah, grades, ages, whatever?
Softball, I'm not 100% sure. U6, U8, U10, U12, U15. So basically every 2 grades have their own team, just like
You have enough for
baseball.
what, one?
The U10 group, we had, I don't know the exact numbers, we have enough for a team, so I think there's 10 or 12 girls. There may be 1 or 2 girls, like from the Burton area that are playing on it, just to have enough. But I haven't seen us have a softball team of our own in a very long time.
So the field's in good shape?
They're getting there. Relatively speaking, the surrounding area fields, at least from what I'm hearing from people coming in now, they're good. So, but my standards, I'd like to keep them a little bit better, so.
We did just order some, like, new bases.
Yeah, we
and
did get all new
equipment.
bases. They did need new bases and all that, from top to bottom, so those are all coming.
All I remember about Amos Gingrich, he knew how to do baseball fields. And I'm not sure we have anybody now that really knows how to do them.
Mike kind of takes the lead
Yeah, Mike
out of our
does, yeah.
department on this, and he's getting all of our equipment, the pieces, we needed like a new, like, pull behind piece, and
Yeah, he knows what he's
it's
doing.
ordered, yeah, so.
He doesn't need any feedback to say needs,
Well, between me and him, since spring started, him and I communicate almost daily on, actually, about the fields and conditions, so trying to get them caught up to par, because the kids have already started practicing, and then the coaches are supposed to obviously make me aware of any issues on the fields.
Right,
But
so-
they must be, a lot of the Ponies team, for example, used to play in Huntsburg all the time. They were very hesitant to come down here and join Middlefield and Parkman, basically. Well, we've convinced them to come down here, and they're like, well, we'll practice down here sometimes, but we'll still use Huntsburg, blah, blah. I don't think they've gone to Huntsburg yet, because they're finding out
Better
the
here.
little bit of work that Mike and I have done already, and now they don't have to, the coach doesn't have to drag the field. The field's ready for them. They're finding that to be an advantage for them personally.
Taking advantage of you.
Yeah, they should. So I'm just glad they realized that quickly than later. But no, that field up there, the lighted field up there is in really good shape. We should have a lot of games on that field, the older kids. But even the Mineral Lake fields that haven't been played on in a long time, we went for a walk down there Sunday, and I was surprised how good a shape they're still in, so it's really not too bad.
There's also 12 kids on the flag football team. That'll be coming back in-house. Just to kind of give you, also like just if you want to hear it in terms of dollars, kind of like the difference. So 2019, because 2020 didn't count. There wasn't any program. So in 2019, we only had a Pee Wee and T-ball teams. And yeah, and we took in $1,600. So right now, under the baseball, we have 3 T-ball teams, 2 PB teams, a minors team with 20 players, a majors team, and a ponies team. That's gonna bring in over $10,000, or did bring in.
Two minors, we might have two
Two
minors.
minors
teams.
teams,
We have
it'll
enough
be
kids for
split.
2 minors teams, but we're debating, because of skill level, we might keep them on one team. But there's enough there's 22 kids, so.
So the impact of the change of the structure, you can see right there, before I even get, I mean, I have the same kind of similar thing with the soccer program as well. It also tenfold on the kids that were signing up. Another good thing is, last meeting, you guys allowed everyone that if they were coaching, they could get their child fee reimbursed. And I think it was a good investment on the part of this board, because, so for baseball, you invested $705 to get $6,000 in registrations. And for soccer, you only had to return $260, and you pulled in almost $3,500. So.
Good.
it was
I think we only
idea.
had
So is
to,
it-
we only had to, I don't want to say beg, but we only had to basically ask for 2 coaches, right? One baseball coach, kind of, and a soccer coach we kind of had to convince. But other than that, coaches were there, which is great. So,
they all have kids on the team?
yeah. Yeah. Yep. No, I mean, the other beauty about this many teams, and have, like, so soccer, we have a team at every age group also, which I don't know, well, except for U15, which is tough for any Geauga County area. Most of the U15 kids, which is your middle school kids, they're playing in Lake County, just because not a lot of kids at that level, and they're playing travel ball by then. But, I mean, you're going to have now the 2 leagues between soccer and baseball and some softball. I mean, just in Middlefield, you're going to be hosting a lot of games now, and all these outside communities coming here. It's just, I mean, you're gonna have a lot of people coming in here in town, so.
One of Vinnie's.
Going to Vinnie's, yeah. No, it's true.
No,
I
you
mean,
will.
Like the winter season, during that Big Leaf League, you'll see, like if you leave games and go in town, eat, you'll see families, 10, 12, at Vinnie's eating. you know,
Right.
From
I'm saying,
Menor.
it's just good for the community. They go
It is.
somewhere. They're gonna-
Yeah, it's nice, so.
Did you say that there's 12 participants for the NFL flag football? Is that like just in our area, you mean?
Yeah, so for our signups for doing that program that's up in Chardon,
Okay.
12 people from the district signed up to go and do
Okay,
that.
because I saw it circulating a lot on Facebook, and there were some parents that were asking.
Yeah, it's
Because it's
usually,
new, so.
it's usually a little slow first year. Next year, it will start growing. And a lot of those kids can do both, baseball and the football and soccer, and, which we do. Yeah. About half those kids are also soccer players, and they're doing the flag football thing, so. And 2 of the flag football teams are practicing at the high school even, so they even get a practice here, even though half the team is kids from here, so. Yeah, oh, I mean, I'm pleasantly pleasantly
Who
surprised.
monitors the coaches?
Who monitors the coaches?
To make sure that they're
Instilling
instilling the
myself
values
and
of.
Vicky, basically. A lot of these guys have been coaching for us before. So as time goes on, I get to know them. I get all their cell phones in here, and, you know, they can get a hold of me whenever they want. And I know they get a hold of Vicky whenever they want. But, yeah, hopefully, once this stuff gets rolling, you get a lot of good coaches, or a couple good coaches in there that know how to run their programs, and they're texting you less and calling me less. It just gets a little smoother, but getting things ironed out started here. There's a little bit of a,
My exposure to youth sports through my granddaughters, I see coaches that shouldn't be there. Their behavior, their approach to everything, they act like they're 8 years old. It's like, some hope we have some way to know that
those ones usually,
parents will probably
yeah.
filter them out for you, I would guess, but.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them I don't know yet and haven't seen them in that, but I would have something to say if they're not up to par.
Well, they represent us, and I want to make sure
Yep.
they're not misrepresenting, so. Us and.
And a lot of these coaches I think, heck, I think almost every coach is from and has grown up in Middlefield area, you know, so they're, at least for these spring sports. I mean, they're all reliable, good people,
The only
so.
ones I really don't know are the T-ball ones.
Yeah,
'cause
they're new.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're new. And the Pee-wee, well, except for Martha, but
A lot of them work in the, you know, a lot of them work, one of the T-ball coaches works at Radioactive. I mean, they're working here, so.
Usually if a parent has a kid there, they're pretty deep, I mean, they're doing it for the right reason. They're not
Yep.
doing it for.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not their alter ego trying to be satisfied out there.
Once in a while, you get that, but we get good enough programs, you have choices, and then it
Right.
makes it easier.
Okay.
Sounds good.
New business, playground at Markey Fields.
So, great segue, with the increase of people coming and the use of the Marquee Fields. Last year, we had talked about replacing it with a playground equipment and doing this elaborate thing, but I don't know, the more I was looking at it and the more what we're gonna be using it for, we thought maybe having the service department tear down and remove the old wooden equipment that's there and replace it with, just a swing set. And it would have a toddler swing, an adaptive swing, and then just the couple of the U swings.
How many actual swings would there be? And is it just swings, no slide or climb?
No slide, nothing, it's just a swing set.
What, 4 swings? That's 4 or 5 from what I gather looking at, it's a little bit. I'm just-
5 if I'm correct.
Okay.
But I can double check on that.
Almost $2,000, not more than that. It's almost $3,000.
This quote also includes the installation,
I
the
know.
required depth of mulch that you need, because we are required.
They're gonna dig down, so the mulch is that deep?
Yeah, the mulch has to be 9 inches. I think, yeah, 9 inches
About
to
a foot at least.
foot, I'm sorry. Oh, 9 inches is the tire.
So I'm not opposed or anything, but last year when we were looking, it was, some of them that we looked at were like around 30 grand, right? And then with the grant, wasn't the grant like 10 or 15 or 12?
We would have to reapply for that and see if we would
No,
get.
I know, but I'm just thinking for like comparison, since this one's just swings and the other one was like a whole set with the grant.
I can
It was
take a
like
look.
more for, how much was it, the grant? Was it,
I think the,
Like half of it.
yeah.
I
Did
thought
that include installation though? No, I think we were gonna have to
still
do
gonna spend
it.
25 grand. We were gonna spend
Yeah.
25 grand.
Okay.
Does that include like a concrete perimeter on there to hold like mulch?
Not a perimeter, it's the large, they're not like, they're like a hard, I don't want to call it plastic, because I'm sure it's a different material, but they go around the board, or they go into the ground and they stick up.
Right, but it's not concrete?
No, they're the plastic,
12-inch
they're
playground
on here.
border.
Curious what-
Playground border surface, they're, it's listed on here.
I'll Google it when I get home to look.
I like the idea that it covers more age range, though. There's like for toddler and
They got a swing there for you.
perfect.
Annie,
I just didn't know what you thought of that idea. It's a little more simpler. It would elongate
Yeah.
that area. It's, yeah, it's gonna be used by, a younger family base because you're gonna be having your peewee and your t-ball games focused there, so it's gonna be a lot of younger children, there. But I didn't know what anybody thought of, so I just got a quote.
Yeah,
thought I'd bring
I
it.
think all that plastic looks good, but what does it do? Climb up there and climb a hole and go down a slide. I mean, to me, a slide, a set of walking monkey bar type things, and a swing is all you need. It's like, so
You want me to try to add to it, or for now, just,
I would do this to start with, but I think it's
Start with-
going to
okay.
last a long time. That plastic wears, I mean, that stuff isn't that old and it's shot. I think you're better off with something like this, and just individual stations of,
Hey,
and who thinks about it, who plays on a playground anymore?
Children.
kids at recess.
Children.
But I'm saying, 13-year-olds aren't playing on a playground.
no, it
It's
would
going to be
be.
young kids that are going to play there. It's like, so make it stuff geared to them, and that's it. Or not go play volleyball.
At the schools, we had that type of playground. It wasn't exactly like this, but real similar. We stocked parts all the time to fix them.
Yeah.
You know, we had to, because the plastic breaks and they set it on fire. You know, that's something to consider with the plastic too. It burns.
But they'd sneak in the tunnel and smoke, you mean?
No. Kids don't do that.
So I'd say go ahead with that.
Okay.
You agree? Everybody agree?
Mr. Chairman, do we need to vote on that, or? I approve wholeheartedly.
If you want to, we could put it in the notes. That way, when I go and order it, nobody can say.
Well, I'll make a motion.
I'll second. I'm totally in favor of this. I just was curious what we were getting.
Also, I just got a text. The bluegills are taking over the bass, and we need some bass in the lake.
I'll get right on that.
I'm not kidding. I did just get it. Let's say from who?
Who sent that?
Somebody that sits next to you.
I'm feeding them.
It only looks like the bluegill are taking over the bass because bluegill spawn towards the edge of the shore and
Yeah.
are a little deeper.
Who would know that?
People that fish.
Well, thankfully
Not-
Joe
not Bob
does. Joe
Giardino.
just solved our
That's it,
problem
yeah.
for us.
Is it Bob? He would know.
Plenty of bass.
About 2 years ago in there, last.
Is there any general discussion?
Yeah, I did just have one more item. It was a request from the Boy Scouts. They want to know if they're going to be with everybody now going to be down at the field. Can they open their concession stand and sell concessions when the games are going on?
The baseball games?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I wanted to make sure that the committee was okay with it, and,
And they can do the older games up at the lighted field too.
okay, I'll let them, yeah, we can,
There's a concession stand up there.
yeah.
I see, yeah, I mean,
All right, I'll let them know, and then we'll get them over once we get the
yeah.
game schedule. They just wanted to ask. There's a new pack leader, so he just wanted to make sure everything was up and up.
I have one question. Are we planning on a fishing derby this year, as I call it, with the police department?
We're gonna try, yes.
I think we should. I would like to help again if I may.
Anything outdoors is going to be probably well attended. People are, got pent-up demand.
Yeah, for spring sports at the high school, it's it's almost unbelievable right now.
Right.
I mean, baseball scrimmage, we were packed. Yeah, they just want to be outside. Yeah.
There's so many kids that are signed up. It's kind of, every day I'm watching these things roll in. Like, it was pretty crazy there for a little while.
That's good.
Any need for executive session? No? Okay. It's 5:26.
Motion passed. I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
So Jim, can I have your cell phone?
Yeah, 330-978-6531.
Here's Mario's for you. I'll give him yours and you can.
Mr. Sam, how are you, sir? I'm good. If you scoot down a little and I scoot down a little, we don't forego the masks. Did you get your vaccinations yet?
I got 2, but I still have 1 week to go.
Well, yeah, but you got it. You had the last one a week ago, right? Sam?
Yeah, I have the TV.
But,
Oh, I thought you wanted us to put them back on.
I don't want to give it to Caitlin when I walk by.
Tell Jeff I said
I'll wave on her.
stay for the rest of the meetings. How's Karen doing? Everybody good?
We're all good. She gets her second shot tomorrow.
All right.
Hey, Sam,
Yeah, we're all,
before you sit down, can I ask you something up here?
hey, Joe? You have a date in
Leslie
mind
talked to
yet?
you?
No, not yet.
All right, just keep me posted, okay?
Yeah, sometime in June, I'm guessing.
Oh, you're gonna do it in June?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Isn't that what we used to do?
Oh,